Welcome to your 30-minute feel-good flow. Let us begin in a seated position. Simple cross-legged. If you want to elevate your hips on a blanket, feel free to do so. But just finding your sitting bones, maybe a little rocking from side to side. And we will bring our fingertips alongside of our outer hips. So just close down the eyes as we start to become aware of our breathing. In and out through the nose. Just feel that breath traveling. And there is a gentle pressing of the fingertips into the floor to add a little lengthening to the spine as you lift away from your hips. And as the breath travels in and out through the nose, feel free to take a moment of pause at the top of your inhale. And after your full exhale, staying empty for a breath or two. And just carrying on that fullness in your breathing in with a little bit of a pause. Exhaling fully and staying empty for a pause. The length of your inhales may be upwards of a count of 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6. And likewise, the length of your exhales can be 3, 4, 5, or 6, just depending on how much air you can take in and let go of. And then finishing up where you are, your next inhale, you'll reach your arms up overhead, take your gaze up overhead, feel a little lengthening towards the ceiling as you stretch on up. And then we'll bring our left hand towards our right knee, bring our right fingertips behind us, and take a gentle twist off to the right. Holding on to that right knee with the left hand, you'll release the right hand from the floor and lean over towards the left side of your body, feeling a stretch along the right side waist. The right hand will find the top of the left knee, your elbows are crossed. You tuck your chin towards your chest and lean on back, but you're holding onto your kneecap so you don't fall backwards. And just get a little stretch through the thoracic spine. And then on your next inhale, release your arms from your knees, send your arms up high, lengthen through the side waist, maybe the gaze lifts. And then the right hand this time finds the left knee, left fingertips prop up the spine to add a little more length as you twist, looking over towards your left shoulder. And then using your right hand to support, allow yourself to lean over towards the right, lengthening through that left side waist. Maybe the gaze is up towards that left corner of the room. And then left hand finds the right knee, and once again, lean on back. So feeling that upper back, rounding chin towards the chest, just stretching out here. And then release the hands from the knees, arms reach on up overhead. From this position, switch the crossing of your legs, and then tiptoe your fingertips forward as you bow over. Don't be too consumed with how far you can come forward, just noticing that sensation through the outer hips, dropping the head here. Very nice. And then you pull yourself forward onto your shins. Bring your knees a little wider than your hips, toes can tap behind you. Sink your hips towards your heels and find a child's pose here as you lengthen the fingertips forward. Forehead comes on down to the mat. And just turn your head from side to side, easing those hips even more towards your heels. We'll take both fingertips and walk them off to the right side of our mat, tacking down that left hip towards the left heel. Breathing into that left side waist, left lung. Come back through center as you inhale, walking the hands straight. And then take them off to the left side of your mat, easing that right hip down to lengthen through the right side waist, breathing into that right side lung. Coming forward here, allow the forehead to come on down. Coming forward here, allow the forehead to come down. We'll find our way up into a tabletop position with the shoulders stacked over the wrists. The hips are stacked over the knees. Let's find a few rounds of cat-cow. On an inhale, lower your belly as you lift your gaze, lift your tail, and fill up the body with breath. And then as you exhale, you'll press into your palms and feel your upper back reach towards the ceiling, just like when we were in that cross-legged position. And take a few rounds here. You'll extend through the front body on an inhale, and you'll feel that lengthening of the back body, even tailbone dropping as you exhale. So just warming up through the vertebra here, adding some movement with our breath. Very nice. We'll send the right toes back behind us and just give yourself a little bit of rocking motion to see how you feel through that right side Achilles, right side calf. And then reach your left fingertips forward and feel the left fingertips reaching. Now engage your belly. So belly's drawn to the spine and lift left fingertips, right toes. And feel that diagonal reach through the body supported through your center. Breathing in here. And then exhale, we'll draw the right knee and the left elbow towards one another. Emptying out the breath fully. Inhale, expand and fill up the breath as you lengthen. Exhale, contract. So lower belly engages. Great. Inhale, send that left hand, right fingertips away, or right foot, left fingertips away. And then right toes come down. Let's come into our downward facing dog from here. Pedaling out through the feet. They are hips distance apart. This may be your first downward facing dog in a while, so take your time. You can shake out your head yes, you can shake it out no. Pressing into the palms to use that energy to lengthen the backs of the legs. Belly's drawing in. May feel a little warmth up through those little crunches. We'll shift forward to a high plank. Maybe walk the feet out a little bit to lengthen and feel those heels press away. Press into the palms. Lower belly draws towards the spine here. We'll come on down to our knees, hugging those elbows in. You lower your chest and your belly together at the same time. Press into your palms and find a baby back bend here. And then feel those muscles along the spine engage so much you'll lift your palms up off the mat. Pressing into the tops of the feet, maybe a little more of the chest lifts here. And then using your hands to press yourself back into your child's pose for a moment. Again, finding those hips reaching towards the heels. Maybe there's a little more length through the spine. Connecting to your breath. Let's find our way up into our tabletop again, and a few rounds of cat-cow on your own. Your inhales and exhales determine how long you stay through these shapes of the body. And we'll take that little sequence to the left side. So send your left toes back behind you, and once again, that little rocking motion just to explore what's happening through the back of that left calf, through the Achilles, maybe even a little stretch through those left toes. And then finding neutral, you'll send your right fingertips forward. And before you lift your limbs away from the floor, can you draw your belly towards your spine, supporting, and then find the reach through the right fingertips, left toe tips, inhaling here, and as you empty the breath, you contract, drawing elbow to knee. Send it away on an inhale, maybe a little more length through toes and fingers. Exhale, draw them together. One more like that, inhaling here. And then exhale, draw it in.
dropping. The heels can spin out a little if you can see those heels drawing in. Just a little space between the feet. Again, shaking out the head, yes, no, releasing tension through the neck. Nice connection to your breath. You'll shift forward to a high plank on an inhale. If you don't need to come down to your knees first, maybe you can lower in one piece all the way down to your belly. Tops of the feet come down, press into your palms. Maybe a little more lift out of the chest here in your cobra. And then lower back down. And once again, find your child's pose as you send your hips towards your heels. So we'll go through that sequence again, adding on and moving at a little bit more pace here. So right toes reach back behind us. Left fingertips reach, connect to your belly. Inhale, send the limbs up off the floor. Exhale, elbow and knee connect. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, connect. Inhale, reach. This time adding on, bend up through the right leg. Can you catch hold with the left foot and get a little quad stretch, turning your chest off to the left, maybe the gaze over the left shoulder. Fantastic. We'll send that right arm long, left arm long, right leg long. And then as we draw the right knee in towards the chest, we're going to step it all the way through to our hands. Fingertips may offer a little more height. And walk that left knee back so you're not directly on the kneecap. Breathing in here. Lengthen through the front body and then send the hips back towards that left heel. Right toes can join you in the lift. And we'll take that backwards and forwards 2 more times. Inhale, feel that front body lengthening. Exhale, accessing the hamstring stretch as you draw the toes back. We'll stay forward here in our low lunge, inhaling. Left toes are going to tuck, left kneecap is going to lift. Keeping the left hand down, find a twist here as you send your right arm up towards the ceiling. Press that left heel away, feeling evenness through the hips here. Breathing in. Right hand is going to come down, right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Shift forward to your high plank on an inhale. Again, lowering all the way to your belly in one piece, hug those elbows in. Inhale, press into the palms here to cobra. And then exhale, take it back to child's pose. Use this as home base to connect with your breath. And ease open through the hips and lengthen through the spine. Find your tabletop position when you're ready. We'll send the left leg back behind us, right fingertips reaching. Connect to your lower belly. Arms lift up off the mat. Inhaling, exhaling. Find that connection elbow to knee. Send the limbs away. Inhaling, exhaling, elbow to knee. This time when we reach the arm and leg away, we'll bend up through the left leg. Catch hold with the right hand and find that quad stretch. Peeling the chest open towards the right side. Maybe the gaze over that right shoulder, you kick into that right hand. Very nice. We'll release the right hand down, we'll draw the left knee in towards the chest so much so we can step that left foot forward. Again, find length through the front body by coming up on fingertips, even blocks may help. Walking that right knee back, opening up through the front of that right hip, breathe in. And then send the hips back as the left toes lift, breathe out. Inhaling, come forward. Exhaling, wash it on back. Inhaling, we'll come forward. We'll tuck those right toes, lift through that right kneecap. Find your low lunge twist here, sending that left arm high as you press that right heel away and lengthen through the right leg. Breathing here into your twist. One more inhale. And then left hand is going to come down, step back into your downward facing dog as you exhale. Shift forward on an inhale to your plank position. If you're ready to come through chaturanga, you lower halfway, exhaling. And then press into the tops of the feet, press into the hands, peel the shoulder blades towards one another, upward facing dog. And then dial those hips back, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. We'll send that right leg back behind us, coming into a three-legged dog. We'll bend up through that right knee and shine the hips open towards the right, keeping equal weighting in the palms, so you're not dumping all your weight into that left hand. Re-extend that right leg back towards the room, toes pointing down. Exhale, draw that right knee in towards your nose, and then step that right foot all the way through towards your hands. We'll drop on down to that left knee, and we'll take an Anjaneyasana, sending the arms high. Inhale here. We'll find that hamstring lengthening, this time without the hands. Exhaling down over that front right leg. Shift it forward to your low crescent, inhaling here. Exhaling, send the hips back, the arms sweep back behind you. Very nice. Inhale and reach forward, a lot of balance, a lot of core work for that. This time the hands come down and tuck those left toes under. We find our low lunge twist, send the right arm high. The right hand comes down, we step to the top of our mat. Left foot meets the right. Finding a halfway lift, inhale, lengthen through the spine, crown of the head, reaching forward. Exhale, emptying out the breath, release through the head. Press into your feet to rise up slowly. Arms are going to lift with you, maybe even the gaze. Inhale here. Hands pass through heart center as you exhale fully. Soften through the knees to allow your fingertips to come on down. Halfway lift, inhale. Let's step that right foot back behind us. Left foot's going to meet us in a low plank, in a high plank. Inhale here. Here's our low plank, exhaling. If you're taking your upward facing dog, feel the pressing of the hands to peel the shoulders back. And dial it back, downward facing dog. You can always skip that and come through a cobra, through a child's pose to downward facing dog. Second side, left leg, send it back behind us. Bend through that left knee and feel the frontal hip points shine to the left as you maintain as much equal weighting in both hands. Square through the hips, send the left leg long, inhale here. Knee draws to nose as you exhale, and then find that left foot coming to the top of the mat. Move lower down to that right knee and sweep the arms up here into our low crescent Anjaneyasana. Inhaling here. Exhale, bring those hands back behind us. Bow over that left leg. Toes are lifting, engaging through the front of the leg as we bow forward. Inhale, come into your low crescent. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come forward. Very nice. This time both hands come down, right toes tuck, right knee lifts, right palm stays down, send your left arm high, low lunge twist. Left hand comes down, step off that back right foot to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow it on. Send your arms nice and high as you press into your feet, lengthen through your body, inhaling here. And again, passing through heart center as you soften the knees and fold forward. Left foot steps back behind. Right foot meets it. You're in a plank. Lowering down and taking a vinyasa if you like. Otherwise, you can just skip it. Meeting in downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Send your right leg back behind you on an inhale. Draw your right knee in towards your nose on an exhale. Step that right foot through towards your hands. You're in a crescent shape through the legs. Let's add the arms and send them high, reaching long through the fingertips. Give yourself some stability by widening your stance here. Very nice. We're going to challenge our balance here and bring our right hand back behind us, our left arm forward. We are in a standing twist. Very nice. Breathe here. One more inhale. Left hand is going to come down. Here is our low lunge twist. Right hand is going to come forward. Pop off that left foot and let's linger for a moment or two in a standing split. Breathing here. Firm through that right quad. How does it feel to challenge our balance even more? Send the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. What? Send the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Very nice. Maybe you don't need your hands to step the left foot to meet the right. Halfway lift, inhale, great work. Exhale, bow it on in. Rise to stand, reach those arms up high. Maybe a little joining of the hands up overhead, maybe a little gaze lifting, maybe a little back bend. And then bowing forward, taking your time as you empty out the breath. Right foot steps to the back of the mat. Engage your belly to step the left foot to meet it. And take the vinyasa should you choose to, using your breath. So full exhale to lower down, full inhale for upward dog, full exhale for downward facing dog. Left leg set high on an inhale. Draw the left knee in towards your nose as you exhale, stepping that left foot forward. Commit to your feet. Find that wider stance if you know that adds to your stability as we rise on up into our full crescent here. And then we'll add that element of a twist, maybe a little element of a balance as we send the left arm back, maybe the gaze towards the left thumb, right arm reaching forward. And then the right hand comes down. Here is our low lunge twist, left fingertips reaching. And then as we bring the left hand down, we pop off that right foot and find that standing split. So you can even witness here your left quad engaging to support the hamstring lengthening here. And we'll try that little balance test here. Left fingertips may reach up, maybe the right hand draws up as well. It's okay to wobble. And then right foot comes down, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow down in. Let's rise to stand, arms reach up overhead. Maybe a little deeper back bend as you ground down through your feet. And bow forward, take it slowly, soften through the knees. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let's step the left foot back. Nose scraping of that right foot as we step it back to meet the left. Lower down, chaturanga, to upward facing dog, to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, maybe a heavy sigh out. One more like that, breathing in, breathing out. Let's look forward to the top of our mat and walk your feet or hop your feet forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bowing down. Let's bend through both knees, hugging the inner thighs together. Send your arms up high. Here is our chair pose, Utkatasana. We'll bring our hands to our heart. We'll come up high onto our tippy toes. See how you go here with your balance. Maybe the gaze is forward a few inches. Really nice. Can you pop those heels up even more? Ooh. We're going to find our way onto our seat. So it may feel nice to split the knees as you send your hips down towards your heels. Maybe it feels okay to keep the knees together. Maybe you need your hands. We'll find our way onto our seat. Yay. Let's grab behind the thighs and feel as if we're sending our chest towards our thighs and bring the shins parallel towards the ceiling. Breathing here in this supported boat pose. You can take it at this level, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can release your hands, serve your palms up, Navasana. You could even straighten through the legs, or maybe through one or the other. One more inhale here. Feel that chest lifting, leaning on back. And then exhale, draw the knees in, lower onto your back. Give yourself a little hug. You can circle through the knees one way, and then the other way. We'll take the feet out nice and wide on our mat. Bring the arms out to a T and just wash your knees from side to side. Rolling across the glutes, the outer hips. We'll come into a reclining pigeon or a figure 4 shape to open up through the hips. Left knee is going to stack over left hip, right foot crosses over in a figure 4 shape. Depending on how you feel through the hip, you can grab behind the left thigh or perhaps the top of the left shin, you decide. But flex through your feet. See how that switches on the stretch a little more, and you can use your right elbow to nudge
thigh waist, really targeting that outer right hip. Stay with your breath, maybe soften through your face, releasing the tension through your jaw. Oftentimes it does like to build there when we're working on our hips. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, we'll come into a gentle twist. We're going to keep the right foot on top of that left thigh. See how it feels in your body. Left foot is going to come down. And then with that foot on top of the left thigh, you just drop your knees off to the right. So you may feel an added little stretch along that left side IT band. Breathing into that left side lung, lengthening the space between those left lower ribs and left frontal hip point. One more inhale here. Release the right foot from the top of that left thigh and bring both knees up towards the ceiling, just allowing your spine to neutralize before we find our pigeon on the second side. So the left foot crossing on top of the right thigh, right shin parallel to the ceiling, and once again finding that interlace grip where it suits your body. Using that left elbow this time to nudge the left thigh away, flexing through the feet, so that may give a little extra juice to your stretch here, and you can draw that right thigh in towards your chest and switch it on even more. Again, softening through your face, maybe a little less tension through the shoulders if you can manage. The right foot is going to come down. Bring your arms out to a T and drop this whole construction off to the left side as you feel perhaps a little nuanced stretch through that right side IT band. Keep going with your breathing, maybe finding those moments of pause at the top or the bottom. One more inhale here. Exhale, release the left foot from the top of the right thigh. Again, knees come towards the ceiling. We'll hug the knees in towards the chest, rock from side to side. We'll finish up with a happy baby. So bending up through the knees, the soles of the feet aim towards the ceiling. Depending on your opening through your hips and shoulders, you can either clasp hands and draw your thighs towards the outside edges of your waist, or perhaps you can grab the outside edges of your feet and aim the kneecaps more towards your armpits. Send your tailbone long. If it's popped up, maybe it makes more sense just to hold behind the knees. But opening up through the inner thighs here, the outer hips, and lengthening through the tailbone here. You could even add a little rocking motion just to loosen up through those lower quadrants of the spine. And then releasing your limbs out long, reaching your arms up overhead as you send your toes nice and long in front of you. Feel free to take a few moments of rest here. Otherwise, joining me, drawing your knees in towards your chest. You can roll over onto your left side before finding a seat to finish up in our comfortable seated position, just like we started. Noticing any difference through the body, maybe a little more freedom through the hips.